Welcome back again here to the Crossfire Global Invitational. We got another good match heading up here for us. One of the other teams you would look to try and take it towards the Chinese teams. Boss may have let us down a little bit there last match, but
just a little bit.
Gonna give Flipside a chance here instead, going up against TGF.
You know, this is definitely going to be an exciting match because F3 is Flipside. You know, they have proved time and time again that they can actually compete, and they can consistently compete. They're rarely ever just blown out of the water.
Yeah.
I mean, discounting CFPL. Sometimes
CFPL is hard to take.
It's different because it's VIP weapons, things like that. So whenever you take it into account all the normal weapon matches they've played, I don't think they've really been blown out of the water by any Chinese team. Maybe they beat 10-5, something like that, but it's never usually that match. So this should definitely be a competitive match, and I'm looking forward to it.
So one thing we have to bring up when we're talking about Flipside is the trade they made, right, with Penta.
Yes.
And that would be FaZe for Rain.
Yeah. And so it's going to be funny that I'm going to say this because FaZe is the best player in EU, and he has been for a while now, considered the best. Maybe we'll see something different this time. Who knows? But it's actually a benefit to both teams.
Yeah, I agree.
They're losing the best player in EU. They're gaining a benefit because Rain, the way Rain plays, he just plays super aggressive. He's willing to take any battle. He thinks he is the best aimer in the world. He's
super
got that
confident
mindset.
guy.
Oh, super confident. And so Flipside doesn't really have any of those guys that will just. I mean, they have great aimers. They have great players.
Yeah.
Nobody willing to just go out there and just take on anybody. In line, I don't care. I'll take him out. I'm better than him. You know, that's what he thinks.
Right, and just another comment in that same vein of thought. Similar to Ali, he's a very hypey player.
Yes. He gets very into it. You know, like he hypes your team up, and it's. You just have to say it this way. He's gonna talk trash about the other team in order to hype you up, because that's the way things go in esports. When you're on a team and you're playing against another team, you're like, oh, that team is garbage. Like, dude, what? How'd that guy pick you? He's garbage. You can take him out next time, you know.
Yeah.
Etc. So that's the kind of player.
While staying positive. He's a very positive person.
Yes. But I mean, he hypes his team up because he believes his confidence bleeds over to you.
I agree. I don't think, and the reason it's a good trade for both people is I don't think FaZe he never really seemed to mesh into that team. And I think, you know, as we're saying, I think on paper at least, you know, it's still yet to be seen really how it's going to pan out for Flipside. But it seems like Rain's personality will slot into this team well, as we see on the screen. Captain 7, followed by Snox, Creeds, Rain, and Dennis. So,
interestingly enough, just to point out, 7 is now the sniper as well.
Yes.
Now that FaZe is gone, just to point it out for you guys that may not know, he actually used to be a main sniper in some of his past teams. So it's not like he's inexperienced with it. He should still show up, still frag, still be expected to frag. And he's a pretty solid sniper.
Yeah, I agree. He's similar, maybe not on the same level, but similar to what we were just saying about Emzin, where he's more of that intelligence-based sniping, positional sniper, rather than I'm just going to go out mechanics you.
Yeah.
Comparing, if over here on the left is Emzin and over here on the right is Revenge, he definitely slides on that scale towards the Emzin side.
Whereas
for sure.
FaZe would be more toward the Revenge side.
Right.
Just crazy. He just goes anywhere and does anything. And that's honestly what that fits Penta's playstyle so well. Mm-hmm. And I think that's the reason why FaZe has always shined when he's in Penta. Like, he's definitely done well in Flipside, but never shined to the extent of how he was in Penta. So I'm looking forward to also seeing him in Penta later on.
Right. I mean, when he initially moved from Penta to Flipside, because of how strong Flipside's team play was, everybody, you know, the thought process was that, oh man, this is going to be a much better team. Mm-hmm. But it never panned out. And so we'll see if Flipside can get back to that kind of their roots of that good team-based strategical play, and if Penta can get back to with FaZe that style that they play, where it's more aggressive and it works rather than it just kind of crumbling.
That's kind of what they've been doing recently. I played against.
I mean, they're coming in as the number 1 seed, right?
And like I was saying, I played against them recently, and they've definitely gone back to their roots of just being aggressive, confident, taking any shot. in just taking any battle, and it's been working out for them pretty well.
That being said, it is a rough opening match here for them as they're going to have to go up against TGF tomorrow, who I still think probably best play. Oh, I don't know anymore. 18's 4K might beat tomorrow.
No. I mean, that was a great play from 18 for sure, but it wasn't flashy enough to beat the clutch by him.
I guess that's
also,
a fair
this
point.
was more of a pivotal moment, whereas they were kind of just mowing over Boss. So there's no real need for him to do it, but he did it. You know?
She'll be there. Great player in his own right. There's just no weaknesses on this TGF team. I really want to see them continue to develop. I think the sky is really the limit for this team, and they've already shown that by being here instead of somebody like AG or HG, you know, the perennial names that you expect out of China. TF there, a big part of that, and he's really stepped into his own as a leader. Hi. I mean, so what do you do here as Flipside to attack this TGF squad?
You know, they've had a lot of experience playing against TGF in practice and CFPL and stuff like that, so they know this team. They know how they can play against it. They know if this team is aggressive, passive. They know everything about this team to a point. Now, they have gotten 2 new members, so they may not, I guess, know everything.
Yeah.
But they're going to know the playstyle that they should take more than I would, because I wasn't on Flipside. I don't know exactly how Flipside should play, but I'm going to say that they need to play a little bit less aggressive and play more toward their playstyle that they're more accustomed to. Just play their own game. Don't worry about countering TGF. Just play their own game. They're good at it.
And we will go ahead and take a look at pick ban here. TGF, again, going to ban out Mexico. That classic strat, although Flipside's known to have a pretty good Mexico, and I know how Flipside feels about Chinese teams on Black Widow.
Oh, how everybody feels about Chinese teams on Black Widow.
Sub-base, though, should be a good one here, actually. I think that's a really good map here for both teams.
It may be one of Flipside's best maps. I'm not sure if it's the best map, but they've always been strong on it. Always shown up.
Another fun one to watch here. I'm going to see both of my favorite maps. We already got Ankara, and now we're moving on to Sub-base. I was going to say, as we look at the maps here in the background, I wanted to talk a little bit about, you touched on the fact that TGF had made 2 moves of their own.
Yes.
And just to clear that up, that both OO and Zalzal used to be on TGF and have since left the team. And you would say arguably pretty big pickups, at least if you just take Jerry on paper is already a big pickup. And I think it's really cemented a better roster for them, where previously you could look at both OO and Zalzal as places to attack, really.
Yeah, well, you know, Zalzal for sure. Now, he wasn't a bad player. Obviously, nobody in CFPL is really a bad player, but definitely a weak spot on the team. OO, he was a rookie, so he made a lot of mistakes, but he definitely had firepower. I'm sure they gave him away in order to get one of the picks that they made, because he definitely had a lot of potential to be a huge pickup for them.
Power in the now versus
power in the now versus
in the
power
future.
in the future. Exactly, that's a good line. But I'm not too sure about Hi. Maybe I'm forgetting what he's done.
Hi, he's a relatively young player in his own right. I mean, he's 96. Same age as. Earliest in his career, he was on Red Lantern.
Red Lantern was always not one.
I mean, he's bounced around some teams. He's a rock. Is the best way to describe Hi.
Good on defense. Oh, we're already starting off.
Oh well.
Trades back and forth. Looks like F3 went to go ahead and take B control and tried to take B control. Didn't work out for them though.
Yeah, they made to pay for it with a double kill there for TF, and not somebody you want to see getting going early. As that man he's already 3 on the round.
Oh, he's taken out by Rain though. Let's see if Rain can pull off his self-proclaimed best aim in the world. Let's see what he can do with it here.
He's only got 20 HP to work with.
Speaking of HP, seems like he seemed to have lost his.
Oh, I wonder if he jumped at that.
Oh, I definitely would have. No, I honestly maybe not would have jumped. I would have just kind of slapped the desk and been like, really?
Not like this. Not like this.
Please. Quick round from TGF though. Aggressive toward L turn. Maybe they're going for early aggression against Flipside.
Yeah, I think it's a really good idea to try and pressure a flip side.
Oh, they're also pushing a wood. This is the classic everything push strat. And it's working out well for them. They got 3 trades to 1 of 7. And it looks like Rain is going to be stuck here, trying to fight off Chong-R. And a crossfire by them, actually. He's going to be able to take out Chong-R, but can he pull off this 1v3? He's in a clutch yet again. He's got a good shot, but a good shot is not enough when they're all peeking you at once.
Yeah. As you said, a very nice team peak there. Going to put 2 rounds on the board here for TGF. As we move into the third, fast and furious for the first 2 rounds. We'll see if this pace continues, because it doesn't seem like, well, I was about to say it doesn't seem like they're going to slow down, but then they toss the bomb right there out.
Chinese teams
out in
are
the courtyard.
so good at just changing up pace, because they know how to play aggressively, they know how to play passively, they know how to play pace, they know how to do everything, and so they kind of switch it up really well, like what they're doing right now. They got 2 quick rounds in. F3 is kind of like bamboozled right now. They're like, ooh, what's happening? It's a little bit of a whirl here. And then now they're just letting things calm down. Maybe let Flipside make some mistakes, overpeak some things.
Yeah, one of my favorite places to see. I mean, there's not too many places to aggressively snipe, but I just love watching snipers in this position, just because there's so much knowledge of them probably being there. But the way they work around that is always so impressive to me.
So it looks like they're kind of stacking a little bit toward cage and wood. Interesting strat here from Flipside, as it looks like they're the attacking side, TGF, is not even going toward that side. So I'm curious as to why they're actually stacking that.
Well, they should have the knowledge pretty soon here, as Creeds will get a peek, hopping back and forth, trying to not get sniped out, and he will hear that shot from TF. And he's definitely going to be calling the rotations now, but will they come in time? Nice flash, they're going to buy time, and Creeds picks up 1. But he is going to get traded out, and the rotation, they're just going to have to go ahead and play for the retake thing. As Dennis takes 1 down, and Trade's coming back and forth, but the numbers advantage now, even by TF, as he makes me change my thought mid-sentence. But Trade,
Snock's actually coming up with the wreck. They just clean it up instantly. As soon as the push starts to happen, the push stops.
Yeah, and the people with top fragging on TGF, it's no surprise that it's going to be TF and Unknown.
We're coming in again with the aggression on the B connector, or B control. Actually going to kind of work out for them this way, or this time. They get 1 pick, and they get the control of it.
And it's not going to be traded back either.
Yeah, no trades. But they could be over peaking here. Yes, this is a good play from F3. Once you take B control, there is no need to stay inside there. Maybe you can leave 1 guy in there lurking, but other than that, it's an advantage for them if you stay there, because they can just rush A, or they can just split and take you back, or fight you at the window. They can do so many things, so you're better to back off.
And if they decide to move to A, it is a very long jog.
Yeah, it is.
From that room to...
great setup, though, by F3. It looks like they're going to be going down toward A, and they've got Dennis close up. What is happening here?
So Rain
was not peeking far enough.
Right. Rain was supposed to be able to call that out so that you could turn around. That being said, they're still in it here. It's the 2-on-3, and always fun to watch these firefights around the missiles. As a couple good angles here to come through on the retake, but so hard to catch that tip of that head coming over that missile. See if Creeds can't find a way. A 7 does it.
7, showing us the mopping skills.
As they will move down to retake it now. They're going to fall back. Very smart here from TGF, using the clock to their advantage, but it's going to have to be... Oh, he does have plenty of time,
Plenty of time, yeah. That was a good play from 7 there. 7 coming in, the captain, the leader, leading his team to their first round. Great play from 7. And honestly, amazing shot. When they're crouching like that on anything, it is so hard to hit them. So good timing on him to take that shot.
Absolutely. Especially on that missile. There's just like this sliver, couple pixels even.
I hate peeking that.
With which to make that shot. There we go. And slowing things down again
into the vents here. Well, this is curious.
Behind.
Goodness, what a great fling from Jerry. This is the championship material.
But he's going to get taken down before too long.
These trades are going into the favor. Actually, they're even up again. With Dennis on low HP, so this is actually in
especially with, I was about to say, with Snox being left alone there on the point, and no
still TF just fragging hard.
He's going to miss that one. He's going to miss it twice. But
Did he miss it 3 times? That's the real question right now.
it looked like he actually lost his position there for a second. But
if Creeds could pull this off, this would start the momentum swing for his team. But things are not
so difficult.
Because not only does he have to deal with the guy in the rocket, he's got to deal with the guy in front of the rocket peeking at the same time, as you just saw. And then if he actually killed both of those, he's got TF watching the cross. TF is probably crouching, so he can't pop him in the head. The only thing he can do is shoot him in the feet. So there was like no real chance of taking that round.
There's a lot of ways to look at if you have somewhat manpower, you can leave someone up top, which makes the retake easier. But when you're solo and you have only these 2 staircases to come down, it's so difficult without getting your position just completely revealed. As we do head into the 5th round here, Chongar again.
Did they just run up wood yet again? No, they didn't actually. That was out of L turn, and they're just collapsing on B over and over, and it's just working out over and over. But actually, we still have 2 GRs. We still have 2 GRs here in the B side, so they can't really take it over, and they've lost the bomb. So
that's probably the most influential part of this so far, is that the bomb is down.
But it is Chongar and TF.
Right.
2 scary people to be left alive. Now Rain, he's got that confidence, so I'm expecting him to peek, and that could work against him here with TF just slowly peeking this site. And TF, he takes out Creeds. Wasn't Rain, but it's still, you can't be over peeking on this kind of thing. Especially when you know they have the sniper peeking that cage, or that locker.
One of the biggest issues is there's just so much time. Oh my goodness.
No chill, TF.
Right? And that's already 10 now here in the first 6 rounds here for TF.
F3 needs to find a way to slow them down. Maybe they're making a push onto the B side here again. But how has that helped them out yet? What TGF is doing is smartly just giving up control and running toward A. This time they're actually running straight down A with one person. 2 people actually.
They're going to bring the aggression here, and Dennis is going to have his work cut out for him. He needs to get at least 1. TF, in fact, is actually going to...
Holy nice little lucky one-tap there, but that was beautiful. Maybe that can change the pace here. They got a 4v3, a 3v3 actually now, as soon as I say that. But Jerry, he's lit. Maybe toss a nade down there, maybe he can catch it around. They're also getting flanked from Vince, it looks like. Jerry, he's coming from Vince.
It's going to be a tough retake. They're so low on HP here.
And they're being flanked right now. I don't think this may work out in Jerry's favor. Where's the bomb planted, though? Is the bomb planted? Snox just didn't even give him a chance. Beautiful.
Yeah.
The bomb wasn't even planted for Jerry, though. So either way, Jerry probably would have lost that round.
Right. I was about to ask, can you from that server, can you see the feet of someone defusing?
Not someone defusing on that side, but they can plant it on the other side, so you can actually see it from the A top.
Right, but then that's disadvantageous typically for you as the team holding it. You're not going to expect for those rolls to be reversed. The point was that even if you just walk up and stick the defuse, if you have
you would have to come down,
right,
and then shoot them in the feet. So it would take too long, maybe.
Right.
Because defusing time in CF is like, with the defuse kit, there's like 3.5 seconds or something like that.
It's certainly quick. So I think with barring, if played correctly, a guaranteed
TF,
round.
Early pick yet again. This man is on fire. He's definitely got a hot hand, and I don't know if it's F3 over peaking or if it's just TF being an absolute god right now. But one of those 2 things is really working in TGF's favor. That's for sure.
Yeah, definitely not impossible here for F3 though. They've got 2 rounds on the board. If they can string a couple more here and get to 5-4 on the turn, I think they put themselves in a place within striking distance. It would still be very tough, but not impossible.
And it would be mainly tough not because of the round score, but just because the momentum that's in TF and Chongar, not even just TGF, but TF and Chongar right now, they're confident, they're fragging. They have no fear right now. They think, they're the best players on the server right now, and they feel confident.
It also just has the feel where it just feels like F3 is hanging on even in the rounds that you're in. And as we say that, I was going to say, it's just too fast and furious right now. I can't even get out of my mouth who's in the advantage before it's evened up. And it is a 2-on-2, although certainly not an even 2-on-2, as Creed's going to have to hit some kind of headshots to manage to take a duel at one, I guess more than one, but
Might as well be 1 HP.
right, one bullet from death from any weapon. And, well, there you
Well,
go.
Well, that's still one bullet.
The least necessary headshot of all time does come out there, and Dennis flashed out. It's going to be so hard. He's working against the clock
Shiobi is
here.
definitely not going to peek until he starts shooting.
Right.
Perfectly played. No need for Shiobi to peek. GF can just continue peeking with the deagle and takes him out.
Yep. Because even if Shiobi goes down there, he's just buying. Excuse me. Even if TF goes down there, he's just buying time. The clock's already down.
At that point, you wouldn't even expect somebody to be triple, because he's not going to look at triple after he just killed somebody behind triple.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
Well, I mean, here we go. This is what you need from F3. I don't know if it's going to work out for them, and it looks like they've already been. TGF knows what's going on.
It's been read out.
It's been read out, and F3's not doing anything with it.
And the biggest issue is that now B is under heavy assault here.
TGF is reading them like a book right now. This is crazy. Wow. And yeah, B's under heavy assault, and this is going to be probably around going. Oh, I take that all back.
Well,
F3.
you can't take it back. It's
Not
just
all of
that
it.
they just hit
I'll take half of it back.
They hit some amazing shots on that entry and turned what looked like it was going to be a great
easy round.
Right, an easy round turned it into an
Winnable
extremely difficult round for TGF as the bomb is down. The
And they have
rotations
this
have come
advantageous
across.
spot up in wood.
Exactly.
So this is good. They have a lot of control.
Rain just passively gaining so much information. And he's, oh my goodness! Oh, that scared me. I thought he was right. Good night. That was some intense spray to actually end up taking that down. Jerry and Chong are not 100 HP between them. It's going to be very difficult. Maybe not even 50 HP between them. And the bomb down. 4 members of F3 alive. That being said, if they can find out Snox and Ragent, that would be huge. But it will be Dennis who takes a
Nice shot by
headshot
Dennis,
onto
eh?
Jerry. And only Chongar left alive, which we've heard that before. But it's
24 actually.
Yeah.
Maybe one person over his ability there.
You have to say Creed's quietly having a very nice round for himself. Or not even
Half
just a round,
or round?
half.
Yeah. How many kills did he have in that?
He hit 10.
Really?
He hit 10.
He was the thing was why it was quiet is because he wasn't getting like 4Ks. He wasn't getting 3Ks. He was just consistent fragger, which is somebody you always want somebody in your team like that who can get one frag every round.
Well, he was also in not being put in positions to.
He was getting kind of screwed over because they kept pushing B, and he was in just a bad spot. Like
he would get vision on them, fall back, buy as much time as he could, take at least 1 or 2 down with him. But
and the rotations just weren't there.
But they were getting picked off in the rotations. Was the biggest
that
issue.
is true. That is true. Yeah.
So when you have that many eggs in the A basket when they were coming B, they just couldn't get there in time. And we saw that play out a bit, but I mean, it's still possible here for Flipside. It's, there's ways to attack these sites as TGF showed us.
Yeah, it's still easily doable. I mean, they got 3 rounds. It's not that big of a difference here. They win 3 rounds and they're already caught up. So
Right.
it's definitely doable.
5-4 would have been much nicer than 6-3, but 6-3 is not 7-2.
It's not 0-9.
Right, so there's some math for you, the easiest math in existence, +1, -1. But they're just going to come in force onto this site, and it's been abandoned here by
This is a
TGF.
classic Chinese strategy, but mainly in the Chinese server where the flash can actually blind you from both sides. You cannot dodge a flash in the Chinese server. And so I'm not sure how this is going to work out with the normal flash that you can actually dodge. We'll see how it works out.
Yeah, they're going to have to have an interesting 5v5 retake. Jerry on some low HP, but they're going to try and fight this from behind them. And they wouldn't get to 6 wins. And well, if you just lose all your duels, that's not going to be a round win. Rain left alone here to take on 3.
I would definitely say the advantage in that round was toward the BL because they're holding the site.
Yeah, oh, for sure.
For sure. If they're up against the fence, they cannot be blinded. If the flash goes behind them, that's what I was saying. Like, that's why I didn't know how good it was to actually give up the site, because if they're up against the fence, they can't be flashed. So they just straight up lost all their duels.
Right,
That's
none of that was about strategy being better for TGF. They just straight killed Flipside. And, if you
Yeah.
kill everyone, then that's one very good way to win.
Yeah, I've heard so. But sometimes you got to defuse the bomb when you kill everybody.
That's
so,
true.
you know.
That's true. Don't forget your luggage. And an interesting, to say the least, first round going to put TGF in a really good position here, starting to creep towards that 7 points. But as we say that, TGF just going to continue to mow
Jerry with that
people down.
confidence, just spraying up top. He knows like he doesn't have anything to worry about right now. But he's
Creeds
still,
again, though.
I take that back, though. They're actually even in numbers. Creeds is just coming up huge, being a consistent fragger for his team. But let's see if he can actually pull this round out for them.
It's going to be difficult. He's on 5 HP, and Rain going to be taking that side position, which is difficult because they're going to have late information on which staircase they're coming from. They will see him now. Oh my goodness.
What a
Hi,
shot.
you monster.
Rain needs to peek this. If he gets caught, he needs to peek this earlier. He needs
Yeah.
to peek that earlier because if he gets caught in that position, then there's nothing he can do. He's in this little corner, and they're just both spraying at him. He needs to jump on top of the box, headshot them as they cross, or peek wide and headshot them as they cross.
That
That was his
shot.
only chance on that round.
Another super unnecessary headshot there from Hi, but it was pretty.
Of course.
It does look like a bit of a push, but
with
they
only
drop
2
the bomb
players.
down, and they get one out. And I think they're going to look to reset, though.
That was a bit of overconfidence there from TGF. When you're pushing that, you definitely need 3 players. One backing you up from the very far back like he was right there, but
It's
also
going to
2
be fast
pushing.
rotation towards A almost immediately here now. And they're leaving Creeds there. He's spraying around, trying to make noise, trying to keep him confused. And it will be Chomar with the impossible mission here. He does go down to Snox. Looked like he was going to get one, but wasn't able to quite do it. TF doesn't quite go down there. Dennis can't get the shots down, but a good round here looking like for Flipside. If they can hold the site here, prevent Hi, it's Ray going to come through, but in fact it's going to be Rain who goes
TGF
down.
doesn't miss those quick scopes.
He apparently does not. As Creed's going to be playing from the least surprising position ever, but it's still effective. As that will close out the round there as Snox.
That's what they needed.
Yeah.
They still have 3 left alive. It wasn't really that close of a round.
It was a clean round. That was I mean, you can't. In no way is a 5-0 the only way to have a clean round.
Exactly.
Right? That was.
That
people were
round
gonna
wasn't
die.
ever really that close. Like, let's
No,
put it that way.
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly.
They may have lost a few, but it was just, having 3 alive, I would still call that a victory.
And as we move into it, lots of equipment coming out, looking like aggressive push through the smoke. He does Simmons.
You gotta check behind you, Chongar. Oh, he gets him through the smoke. What a great spray down there from 7. Great round by F3 so far. 3v1 now. Let's see if TF can... don't do this to them, TF. If you quick scope them, you're going to make them quit. Don't do it. No. Okay, there we go. At least F3 was able to pull that out, and now they're gaining some confidence. They got 2 rounds in a row, clean rounds, not even really too close of rounds. At the end there, TF did make it to, 2 players left alive kind of deal, but at the same time, they basically we'll call it a clean round.
I feel like that last round was the laser tag round.
Why is that?
Because, when you play laser tag and you have all the smoke machines.
Oh, yeah.
Where, like, all of that
They're
fight
shooting
was
through
just
it.
in the middle of smoke.
Yeah. That was a pretty funny round. There were
But
smokes
as you said,
everywhere.
right. And everybody was in the smokes, just spraying at each other.
A push here. So this works out. There you go. 1-for-1 trade. That's what you need. That was a good round. Or a good start of the round.
Chomar has an inkling that Snox is there, and he is there.
Can't go too fast, Snox. You got to be patient on this. If Snox is patient,
Jerry.
Jerry's right behind. Oh! Check the back. What a beautiful play. Game sense right there coming out of Snox.
Nice flash there as well, going to buy time for his team, and now the
He's still not
clock.
peeking. This is good.
Now the clock is working heavily against TGF, yeah, and they've been pushed into a really poor positions here, and it should be the end of the round as Chomar will go down. Snox.
Key
That
player
was-
of the round right there, I think, was Snox. Because he made it to where they had to watch their back. Even after they killed Jerry,
Exactly,
they were worried about their
exactly.
back. They didn't know when he was going to come out.
And which is why I said, at that point the clock is working against them because you can stand in those positions for as long as you want, and Flipside will just hold the exact positions.
And win the round.
Right. And, well, lo and behold, they do win the round. And all of a sudden it's 6-8.
A little bit late to start getting in your groove there, but at least they're starting to get in it. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah. At this point, and again,
Man, they're just... Oh, Jerry coming up huge, though. He didn't want to let them take control of Woods like that again, but this trade's going back and forth.
2-on-2.
2v2.
The bomb will be picked up, scooped up too, and it looks like we might have two separate one-on-one duels here, but looking like Snox could be in a bad position here. Oh, just barely gets the trade out. The bomb went down too, and that's huge because Snox did not need to go over there to pick it up. The trade's going to come out, and, well, you know, Chongar tends to win a lot of those, and he wins another one.
Chongar wasn't even looking his way, so it's just unfortunate. Snox really couldn't do much else. He had to peek to find out where Chongar was. And he was in a kind of a bad position there. The bomb was planted for him, but at the same time, he needed the information of where Chongar was coming from to know how to play it.
Yeah, but still, with his help, where it was, better than having to walk over there, pick up the bomb, and place it himself, you know?
Yeah.
That would have been less than ideal. A lot of equipment could... Ooh. Well, hello.
Joby. Come on now. Well, this is actually interesting. That's a spot is that lower A where he's at?
Who's this one right now?
Where he was looking through the crack near the door? Actually, that wasn't lower A, because there's a spot lower A where you can look at the crack next to the door at the ramp at the right side lower A near the stairs, and you can see them crossing in woods. It's just an interesting little angle. So I saw him looking at a door at a crack near a door, and I thought that's where he was.
No, I think he picked it off from the bottom of the staircase.
Oh, okay.
Looking up.
TF.
Yeah.
TF hasn't stopped. He's just been fragging at least every other round, picking up like 2 frags or so this entire match.
And now it's the hope is starting to die here a little bit from flip side, but it's times like these that...
Oh my good, straight through the smoke.
You know
that smoke's there to stop you from doing that, TF. What are you doing?
You know what the sad thing is? I was literally about to say this is the kind of time when Rage steps
go off and... So the caster's thought curse.
Right, I didn't even get through saying it, and I cursed him. And, you know, all things considered, a pretty clean win here for TGF. They looked...
That it is.
They were questioned in many rounds there from flip side.
Near the end, I would say. At the beginning, it did not look favorable at all for flip.
That's a very good point. For a good long stretch of the match, it just felt completely in TGF's favor.
You know, the thing is, this is kind of a depressing loss for F3 because it's just like a throwback to CFPL. I mean, like, that's seriously what it is. It just reminds them of that. You know, in your mind, like, you go into a normal game match instead of a VIP match against a Chinese team, and you're like, okay, things are going to be different. And then it's just like a repeat.
Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, certainly we saw there on our screen that Seven didn't look especially happy to lose that way.
Of course, yeah. That was a pretty tough loss. I mean, yes, they did have 6 rounds, but I would say in this case, the round didn't, because of the early game, the round didn't give you a great idea of how like the match went, or the round score. The 10-6 looks like it's kind of decently close, but at the beginning, man, it was just a madhouse of frags for TGF.
Yeah, I just wanted to look down further here, and Flipside will close the day out as our last match against Makta, which is not going to be an easy matchup for them to try and bounce back in.
But you know, on the bright side though, EU has a great track record against any other region, except for NA and China. NA and China is the only regions that they can't, like, they've never really beaten NA, and they've also never really taken down China. So it's like every other region, I don't think they've ever lost to them.
So you know what's also lucky then? You can only have one Chinese team in your group.
That's true. So I'm looking at F3 to come out on top, or second in this group. And I'm also looking at Pent on the other side to probably come out second. Expected for me.
You really have to say that match felt almost the opposite of the Boss versus SV matchup.
What do you mean?
Where Boss looked like they were asking questions early of SV, and then just as it went on, it just got more and more lopsided.
You're perfectly correct. Because at the beginning, it was just a mow down. Frags for TGF, and then near the end, F3 were like, "Hey, we're actually here. We're here.
Yeah,
we're actually good. You're not going to just roll over us." And I'm not even sure at the beginning why F3 was getting rolled over so hard. F3 is just as good individually, or at least on the same level as most of the players on that team, at least. I would say individually they're pretty decently even matched. So I can even put it into perspective in my head exactly why it was so one-sided early on.
I mean, that being said, the round that just eats at me a little bit was the one where, right, they basically switched sides, where they were led on to the A side for free.
Oh, yeah, that should have been honestly, if they had won that, the momentum, like didn't they tie rounds together after that, or was it before that?
Say again?
Did they tie rounds together after that or before that?
This was
either way it works though. Honestly,
this
it doesn't
was
matter.
later in the rounds because they were on offense, right? They started on defense.
Well, I mean, they tied together 2 or 3 rounds, and they were just back to back to back. And if they had won that round, it would have been like 4 rounds back to back.
Yeah.
That would have probably changed the game, changed the momentum, and made it a possible win for Flipside.
Yeah, I mean, but again, that's a depressing way to lose a round because it was just everybody lost a duel.
Yeah.
And but we will be following up here with another SV match, SV versus OPK. The Brazilians looking to do the impossible here. We'll find out if they can right after this.
Find out.
9周年疯狂英雄月活动开启，疯狂英雄月，天天英雄级，详情请登录穿越火线官网 cf.qq.com。
忘不掉的是初心。
于健儿再次夺得一枚金牌。
梦想不分大小。从来不懂放弃。只为这一刻，因为初心，才有梦想。为梦想坚持，抵达荣耀之巅。
在激烈的战斗中，城市惨遭破坏。面临巨大的威胁，我和几名保卫者成为最后一个威胁。我可不会轻易放你们过去。为了胜利，必须给自己来一发战斗强化剂。不管丢什么炸弹，防御炮塔都会让你的杀伤力通通下降。无论躲在哪里，红外线透视弹都会让你们无处遁形。来，一起上！你们还有什么招数？红的攻击，给你们致命一击！保卫着绝地反击的时刻到了，我会把你们炸到灰飞烟灭！
Welcome back again to the Global Invitational here in Taizong, China, excuse me. And man, it's been a good set of games so far. A couple of lopsided ones here recently. We'll see if we can't turn that around, although it's going to be difficult here for OPK as they take on SV. What did you see from OPK? We've seen both teams play now today, right?
Is it TNC and Penta? Because I've seen them up there.
Yes, you are right. I skipped a match.
It's okay. But SV versus OPK will be hard for OPK, that's for sure.
Yeah.
But TNC and Penta, TNC looked really strong in the beginning of their match against the Brazilian team.
Yeah.
But they kind of faltered later on, so we'll see if they can remain strong this entire match. They'll have a good chance to beat Penta. But at the same time, Penta, with the addition of FaZe, I'm looking at them to be much stronger than they even were in CFPL. And they're going to come out strong. They're probably going to win this match. It's my bet. I don't know what yours is. But I'm going to say like
I don't know.
A 10-6. I'm going to give it a 10-6.
I think it's hard to... I want to see Penta play with their roster on the international stage before...
You place bets?
Right, because...
Okay. Fair enough.
I mean, to be perfectly honest, they look so rough. They look pretty bad in CFPL. I mean, I think they took
that's
maybe
fair.
one or
that's
two
fair.
maps total.
I mean, that's fair. I mean,
and it just never looked.
when you're, in their defense, it was totally new rule set. You're playing against Chinese teams, the best in the world, and on a totally different version of CF with different strategies and things like that because the flash. So in their defense, it was very difficult. But yes, when you do come in last place, it's not looking too hot for you, and there's only up to go from there.
I realize all of that, but I just mean if you take in a vacuum.
I understand. I was saying I understand.
Flipside and Penta during their time at CFPL.
If you only watch that.
Right.
Okay. Then yeah, you wouldn't think Flipside and Penta were very good because the other teams just outmatched them.
I also meant comparing Flipside to Penta. And the other thing is that they have the trade, right? I think Penta's a big question mark for me, even though they've been around for so long. Like, does FaZe coming back, does it just slot back in and everybody is happy-go-lucky and we're back to the kind of form we were when we went to the CFS finals? It very well could be, but I want them to show me it first before I
completely
believe.
Understand. And I'll just say this last thing to wrap it up on that. I think FaZe will fit in really well because their playstyle is kind of free. Their playstyle is aggressive, free, and that's exactly how FaZe plays on any team. So I'm looking for this to be a pretty easy slot him right in, start fragging immediately, start doing better immediately.
Lineup here will be Niels, Lunas, FaZe, Blame, and he's not called Moon anymore.
Oh, awesome.
Awesome. Yeah. There you go. And Blame there. I wonder if you got his shirt turned back around.
Oh yeah, during the opening, you noticed that.
Oh, there it is. It's still inside out, baby. Let's go. Wait, it might actually not be inside out.
Maybe his is just like more faded than the others.
Like a lot more faded though. I mean, look at the difference there.
That's super weird. Maybe it's like an older style of the shirt.
That could be. We may never know. Or we could just ask him later. Yeah.
That's true, but I'd rather speculate.
Speculating is much more fun. And yeah, I think that's the guy to keep your eye on. Not only, that and previously Moon.
We're awesome now. Yeah.
Right. Awesome. Sorry, I gotta get back used to that. Who used to be opping for the team when FaZe bounced over to Flipside is now going to be bounced out to.
They made. Well, the thing is, in CF, it's easily viable to run a 2-op setup. It's actually really good to run a 2-op setup. So we'll probably be seeing that a lot because I don't think Awesome is going to switch off the sniper too much. But the thing is, in the recent tournaments that he played online, he was doing a bit of both. He's actually really good with the rifle, and he was sniping as well. So they'll probably just mix it up. I'm not sure, but FaZe is too good of a sniper for you to just switch him completely to a rifle. So it's hard. It's a hard mix up.
You're not going to sell me on him being objectively a better opper than FaZe. That being said, because of the way that opping works, where sometimes you're on, sometimes you're not. I mean, take for example, one of the best teams in the world in AG. They're so famous for the fact that if, you know, Bean's not feeling like he's going to hit it, then LSN's just going to pick it up. Or they can freely pick up the double op, right? Yeah. So maybe that's a new look that we can see from Penta, and more versatility that they didn't have in the past.
And I'll say this, just in regards to Penta, to wrap up, I guess, the whole Penta thing, I've seen a lot of improvement from some of them individually. Like Rain, he's really been stepping up lately. We'll see if he can do that, do that in this match. But he's been really stepping up lately, and so has Niels. Niels has greatly improved from his time in China. Like, near the end of it, he was improving a lot. And I'm saying from being in China, he has been improved a lot. Not since then, but like overall because of that.
I mean,
so a lot of improvements overall. Near the end of the split, they weren't doing too bad. They were competing decently, better than at the beginning.
Well, I mean, that goes without question, right? Yeah. I mean, if you coming in,
but it was a noticeable difference.
Yeah. For sure. As we do look at the TNC lineup here, we saw them earlier, and we'll have to see what they can do to bounce back. They suffered a pretty
disappointing loss.
Yeah,
especially that last round, 2v5. What a beautiful round from OPK though. We'll give all credit to them, but at the same time, you gotta say they should have pulled that off. Which is definitely depressing on their side.
But that makes this match, well, as Penta can ban port. They do that. Well, the double port ban.
They're both
comes out.
Hey, their port is really good. We should ban it.
And we will have Mexico global risk. I know that Penta believes that their Mexico is really good, but I don't understand why they don't think that their own port is really good. I've always thought their port was good. So good.
Their port is definitely good, but their Mexico should also be really good as well, because they're really aggressive players for one. They all have really good aim, and that's what it comes down to. If you're aggressive and you can aim well, Mexico should be your map.
Yeah, and they're going to take to the defense initially here as Penta, and just to remind you guys, right, that this is the group stage, and TNC already one loss down, right? This is such an important match for them if they want to move on to those knockout stages, because who did they lose? They lost to Brazil, which means that there's still a Chinese team waiting in their group. Yeah. That if they lose here, like, it's already almost impossible, but then you also have to beat, let me see, you also have to beat SV. Like,
seems doable.
Who's left in your group? Boss and SV. If you lose to Penta, you're pretty much, that's a large uphill climb.
And as far as I know, if they lose this right here, I think they're already out of the group pretty much. They'll still play the other matches, but they have no chance to get out because they won't be top 2.
Right. Well, four matches, right? Mm-hmm. So it's still possible because there's five teams to a group.
Oh, there's 5 teams to a group?
Right, because 5 regions.
So they have to take 3 losses.
Yeah. I mean, it's never that cut and dry. But it's certainly gonna be influential. I mean, you have, but on paper you have to say this is a must-win game.
For sure, because they still have to face SV, and they still have to face Boss. And I think if we roll between all of the stats, story. So they still have to look forward to SV and a beating these teams.
Right, and well, let's go ahead and get into this all-important match for both teams. Penta and as we said, Penta electing to go on to the global risk side, and we will see TNC on the blacklist as a lot of equipment coming around that corner, as is every round. And Dark gonna open us up with one onto Niels.
That was fast.
Yeah, and we do see Awesome taking that AK, at least initially. I don't know how much Mexico is ever going to favor a double op setup. It barely even favors one. There's barely room enough for one, much less 2. That being said, Dark making it work here in the early Stage is picking up one for himself. And I'm not
They're gonna
sure
boost each other
really
on top. Probably
what's
boost the op up.
going on here.
But they cannot seem to double
right.
jump. No, they're actually boosting the rifler up, so they're probably going to go for some sort of mid hit. Well, okay.
So
They got all the time in the world, though. It's okay.
jumping tutorials here.
But
Yeah.
they're going to be going for some sort of mid hit here.
I don't mind this at all because of that. There's a great position for the Opera to hold there, looking down through mid on those boxes. As we do see MKC poking around, trying to ask questions of the tunnels
I'm
here.
not sure what that smoke actually hits. That didn't look like a proper smoke. Maybe it's just a distraction?
It's down there in mid.
Oh, it is. It actually did hit.
Yeah,
Yeah, wow. Congratulations on that, I guess.
that's an interesting angle, perhaps. But a good location for a smoke, oftentimes.
Quad. It was a quad smoke, yeah.
Yeah.
So they did take mid control, but the question is, how are they going to work it from here? It looks like they're not even going to smoke off A. They're actually just
Right.
going to work picks down toward it, which is abnormal. But
Yeah, I
we'll
was-
see how it works out for them. They do get a pick, so it does end up working out. They're taking this A site. They got to worry about one guy at tractor, though. Can Nunes hold this off? He's definitely a good defensive player, but he can't even
Oh,
seem to
where
get
is
a
he?
bullet in there. He was in the tractor. He was just spraying around the tractor. Pretty funny.
I didn't
move.
see him go down was the thing. I thought he just magically disappeared. I swear I didn't see anything hit
It
him.
happens in CF. It's called glitches. You can just die randomly.
Oh yeah? Does that still happen?
It does still happen sometimes.
That would be rough.
Oh,
what
phase with him.
was that phase?
He killed him straight through the little slits. That's pretty funny. That's a really precise shot there from FaZe. I see you.
But he pre-fired it. He knew exactly where he was going to be hitting the second he came around that corner. And he was just hoping that somebody
Maybe
was sitting
Lunas
there.
called that they were actually planting there, because if
Yeah.
they do plant there, generally they just sit on the bomb and look through that crack.
That's a good point. As it goes though, TNC after their jumping bonanza to get back up there, they do execute on the strat in the end, and that will put them up 1-0 over Penta here. But still plenty left to play. And FaZe peeking somewhat aggressively, as we do see a pretty heavy. Oh, now he's getting.
So they're
Into,
continuously giving up mid here.
Yeah, yeah.
Maybe it's something they saw in practice yesterday versus TNC, but this is abnormal for the Europeans. Generally, they
Oh.
like to contest mid.
He saw the barrel.
That he did. That sniper is still looking toward A to get a pick here.
Oh, there it is. Yep,
Oh,
yep. That's one of the easiest shots you're ever going to hit in your life, FaZe. I'm not giving you too much credit for that one. As he was looking the complete opposite direction and was not moving at pace.
Oh, goodness. That was a bad peek there.
That's a better.
There was no need to peek that wide on water. You just had to. They should be crossfiring right there. It looks like they're going to be going toward the B side. And they still cleaned it up
Well.
because they had a double stack toward B, so it still worked out. The crossfire toward water was unnecessary, I guess.
Well, I guess so. Especially if Niels
that
is,
way.
especially if Niels is going to pick you up a double kill there on his way over. That will do plenty for you in the way of evening it up here. 1-1. Some trading going on. RGM getting a peek at somebody there. And again, doesn't look like there's going to be much contest at middle, as you were saying here from Penta. A little bit there from Blame. And again, we see FaZe creeping into that same position again, looking for more. But I doubt you'll catch Dark sleeping again in that position. Who's really looked to me to be a pretty good player here, Dark here for TNC.
I'm going to throw this out there. Okay, they're actually coming in. They're doing exactly what I was going to mention. Wow. So as soon as they start coming into mid, TNC, what they need to do, because they're just sitting in mid for so long, is Flipside needs to just flash over and collapse on mid. And that's exactly what they did, as I was about to mention it. That's
Unfortunately, it doesn't quite pan out as you would like, as they do end up in the two-man, or in the one-man well, now two-man.
It just seems like they did it a bit early. What you got to wait for is, that opera that's just sitting there in mid. You should put like maybe 2 toward triple, toward A site, 2 toward quad, and then once they get safely into mid, when they're like pretty deep inside of it, then you flash over and you go. Because what happened right there is they went too early, and that's the reason why that they had to rush prep, which is like the back alleyway, in order to get to the enemy. And that was just unfortunate.
Yep, prep, not a place you necessarily ever want to be on the CT side, as that is fairly deep.
This is prep right here for all of you that don't know, by the way. And early aggression in the mid here, they're finally aggroing, and there you go.
nice.
That's what they should have been doing the whole time, just getting those aggro peaks like Europe always likes to do. Penta always likes to do especially. And it worked out into their favor. They got a 2-for-1 trade.
Yeah, Blame maybe getting a bit of greed there, as it
Yeah.
did seem like he had enough time to pick the 2 and then
The
get out.
confidence.
But 3 is more than 2, from what I hear.
No, I've heard that math is real.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
I don't know, dude.
And well, the C4 gonna be heading into the gully, which unless someone goes down there, or oh nope, I looked at that wrong. That's my fault. I thought he was further to the left there on the mini map, but in fact, this will be Madala with the C4 in his hands.
The thing is, they still have Dark, so they're probably going to go right back into that strategy of letting Dark peek into A. Now, I can't really see what Dark is doing right now, but it looks like... Actually, I have no... Okay, yeah, he's peeking into
there you
A.
go. Just as the smoke is dying.
Same strategy. They're going to walk up. This is good. This is good because they've already taught Penta that they can't peek because Dark is just going to pick them out. This is good. Yeah, see, they're just picking them off.
The 1-for-1 does come out, though, and a nice double kill there from Awesome.
A beautiful triple kill there. Way to come up. Way to come up, Awesome. That was great. But curious, though. It didn't seem like Dark was still watching the hut. He should have still been staring at the hut. Or at least doing something like that.
Preventing him from opening like that without the threat, at least, of a trade. Or perhaps he just missed the shot.
True. Perhaps.
And again begins the fiesta of throwing everything you own towards this corridor from both directions.
The curse of Mexico. It's the nade
It's the
sucker.
toll.
Is what it is.
It's the toll. The Mexico toll.
That spot has a black hole meant for nades. Oh, what a shot by Mac. I don't even know how he pulled that off. I don't even think FaZe could see him at that point.
He must have seen a foot. He had to see FaZe's foot or something.
What an aggressive peek, though. That was a lot of confidence just to run out
For
mid
sure.
like that. It just shows how confident the Philippines are, or this Philippine team is.
And that will tie up the roster, the man number. Oh my gosh.
4-4. yeah.
Words. Difficult. Blame, though, is sitting on low HP and not any tag damage whatsoever on any member of TNC that is alive.
This is a good setup here from Penta, though. They've got one close A doors, they've got one triple, and they've got one in back of A. So if they actually go on to A right now, TNC, this could be detrimental for them. But we'll see how it turns out because Penta's had some good setups before that haven't turned out. So
It still doesn't seem like they're in too much of a rush yet, even though we
Yeah,
are
they're just
into the
looking for
last
picks.
minute. We haven't seen anybody prepping any. Well, as I say that, MKC pulls out a flash, and it does look like it is time to go.
it's flashing the door, and they're going to go straight in. Yeah.
And he's going to lose the initial duel there to Niels, and Niels is going to prevent MKC from pushing out aggressively. And it's going to work out hugely in favor here for Penta as the bomb is down. It is right next to him, but can he actually get to it is another question.
He's got 30
without
seconds.
dying. Huge flash there, and he does get taken down immediately by Blame while completely flashed out.
Yeah. I mean, he could have played a little bit more patiently there because I'm sure his teammates were telling him that they were lit up.
Yeah, I mean, but
And
they were
so-
coming from so many angles.
That is true.
With equipment left to spare. I mean, they were coming on the hunt rather than
Waiting for him.
letting him take the fight to them. And that really was what was the death knell for that round. And that will put Penta into the lead here. I believe the first lead that they've had, as a nice bit of tag damage coming onto TNC. And I believe that was the grenade thrown there by Madala that tagged onto FaZe and Awesome. But the HP advantage, at least early on here, going to go to Penta, as we do see TNC Dark here. Oh, he's going to find it, and it's on to FaZe no less. And that's going to play very much into the strategy that it seems like TNC likes to run. And, you know, Dark, I've been reasonably impressed with at least his mechanical skill. It seems like TNC, just as a team, has some more growing to do. But I think, like, potential-wise, they look so good, just mechanically, with some of these players.
They seem to have almost kind of a similar style to where Revenge goes around and picks for Makta. They're kind of doing that with Dark right now. They're kind of sending him first, just like chilling around waiting for him to get a pick. But as we say that here, they push out of water. And trades are not going in favor for them. They've got 2 for 2. And
There it goes, though.
as I said, the trades go exactly in favor for them and win them the round.
Loon certainly did his half of that crossfire, picking up 3 for himself, but didn't quite pan out for anyone else, as just basically just losing duels there was Penta, and that's going to tie things back up here at 3-3. And spraying through the smoke, it does look like Mac is a little bit lucky to get away with his life there. And that's going to slow things down here. Well, I say that as Medalla gets traded out there. And Dark going to get seen there by Blame, who's really been on point here with his shots. And yeah, there goes another one to him. As we see the 4v3 now going to come out. Blame on low HP, but so is Max. So a decisive advantage here for Penta, especially with that 4-man being able to mount a pretty sturdy defense towards both points. Although, as I say that, it is Blame who's going to be the first to fall. MKC going to take some more tag damage. But
he had a good positioning there. It was just unlucky. The timing is what that was. Good positioning, though. Good play.
Yeah, yep. Perhaps a bit of luck back in the favor of Penta. As in fact, it's going to be Awesome, who's putting a nice round on the board or a nice half on the board for himself when it comes to impact frags, as you said.
Yeah, he may not have the highest frag score right now, but he definitely has. He won one round for them for sure, and then this round right here, that frag right there meant everything.
He's hit him when it counts.
Yeah,
and nice peek there by Niels, and really well done there by both of them. Not necessarily ideal without the double peek, but when he was still pre-firing that position, definitely going to work out in your favor.
5-man water push here, or 4-man actually. 5th is coming up behind though.
Where did that? They threw a smoke. They threw an A smoke initially.
Okay, yeah, they're going to do some sort of shift walk push here, or no? They're actually just aggressively going for it. They've seen that early on. I guess they don't want water.
Yeah,
well, completely in favor of TNC right now. 3v2 though, 3v1. See if he can NLS with a nice shot. Maybe he can pull this off. He's got the confidence here. He's got the shot for sure.
But that was
just good peaks from TNC all around.
That being said,
they almost lined up.
They're about a millimeter away from lining up there, and that could have been devastating. But it wasn't to be, and that will tie us up again. Looking like a really close matchup here again here for TNC. Just playing everybody close, at least so far. At 4-4 now here.
And now it looks like they're going 4 people water. They're going to go maybe a little bit later. No smoke, no nothing.
Oh, it's going to be seen out there by Loon.
Yeah, seen too early, and maybe that nade just does a lot of work. Actually, not too much work there. He gets another kill, and somehow he dies to
right. Somehow Medalla suicided.
That was in a 4v3, and now it's a 2v1. Mac, let's see if he can win this half for his team, or are FaZe and Awesome going to come out on top?
Yeah, he does see the bomb there, but he doesn't seem to have really any idea where FaZe and Awesome are posted up. And
okay.
Did he get tagged there a little bit by
I'm not even sure. It was just
that was a little bit weird.
Okay, nice shot there by Awesome.
Now FaZe only with the deagle in hand.
I don't know why he was peeking that angle when his teammate was too far away to help him out and get the trade. But FaZe, he's always good in these clutch situations, and look at him right now. He's making plays. He's never going to expect FaZe to be behind him.
Playing a bit of ring around the rosy. Oh my goodness!
FaZe, the hardest shot is a shot from behind, as I said before.
And
Unfortunate.
He put one square in his back, but then couldn't hit another one after it. I wonder if he thought he was on low HP or something. Because he hit the first shot, and
it might have been like he hit the first shot and expected him to die, and then didn't really. He was kind of like flabbergasted or just like taken aback. Yeah.
That momentary lapse will actually, regardless, a round win there for TNC, and that's going to give them the round advantage moving on.
BL side of Mexico. Yeah. Now, Mexico has been a little back and forth in the recent year and a half or so, I'd say, where it's not, we can't really say if it's GR-sided or BL-sided, but the general thought is still that it's GR-sided, even though it does go back and forth. So we could still see a close game here, but 5 rounds on BL side, if it was just going by the book, right now this is a huge advantage.
I don't know, man. I've seen Mexico, just at least as of late, just become so much... just because of how tight it is, there's so many set plays you can run. Like, I've seen teams just A push every time and 7-2 on attack. Just because they have that exact play set down so well.
That may be a difference of regions, though.
Yeah.
Because in the regions that I pay attention to, because they're close to me, like EU and A, Mexico is still a GR second.
I would
push out here from mid from Penta, looking like it's going in kind of an even way, except for the HP. And then, just a beautiful there. 3K, great positioning, like you just said, from RGM, just coming up from behind.
Yeah, and that's going to put another round on the board for TNC and start to put the pressure on Penta now. It's been, I mean, I think 2 is the largest lead anyone has had here. And we've had plenty of lead changes, and all the equipment in the world comes through again. Oh my goodness. Literally almost all of the equipment from TNC. They have 1 flash and 2 smokes now.
That is crazy.
That's a little...
I've never seen anybody use that many.
Over-aggressive, perhaps. Maybe a bit of miscommunication there on who's using it, and 1 less smoke there, but they do have 1 more kill onto FaZe. So a decent trade there. Equipment only matters if you're alive to use it, I guess, right? As we will see, FaZe goes down, but 4 alive here, and playing it slow. And that's what
Blame.
A shot there.
Those entry kills by Blame.
Trades back and forth. A double kill there by Neil's going to open up this B site. The question is, are they aware of it?
The timing just wasn't in his favor this time.
Yeah, I mean, Dark looking for the God tier play here with the...
This is his spot.
Right, exactly.
We'll see how he
it does
does
seem
this
like
time.
they have an idea of it. Oh, but the smoke is not on point.
But he has no clue where they are. That's the important part.
And they have vision
He's
now.
taken by surprise right there. If he could pull this off, this would be pretty much a miracle at this point.
Yeah,
I mean, there's no reason the peeks.
No reason to peek there. He's gonna have to no scope 1. Oh, that's so clever
though. That could have been it right there. If he had just taken him out, he could have put out the deagle and had a very fair chance of getting that 1v2.
Yeah, I don't know if he was putting forth any audible clues there, but man, that crouch at that last second to block that sight line and try to move to the what you would consider the second man first was really smart. It didn't quite pay out, but that will put Penta back within striking distance now here at 5-6. It's looking like it's going to go down to the wire for all the world, as we do see a little bit slower now here into this round. Perhaps Penta worried about the absolute rain of grenades that came out at the beginning of the first round. But instead, it will be FaZe looking like he's going to try and hop up onto these boxes and peek through mid. Dark is holding a position there on A deep. And MKC going to need to hold this here with Nadala. And that's it well done, sir.
There's a mow down here. That was a great... Honestly, if you look at TNC's setup, they're set up to defend against a mid attack. They generally have 2 toward A, 1 of them is close triple, and then they have 2 in middle. So if you hit water, I mean, it's hard to notice it from the BL side's perspective, but if they somehow get the intuition and they just hit water, or they hit alley fast, there's a good chance they could win either one of those rounds.
Yeah, we've not seen either team really try to work alley very much. As I say that, Awesome is going to push pretty high up here and see how much information he can get for his team. And, well, I mean, there you go. Alley play, as you say it. Looks like the play here. And this is one of those places where you can have really good set plays where flashes should come out in every direction.
There we go. Penta coming in, 2 clean kills. Barely any damage done back, except until he gets a nice headshot there.
Right.
But a 3v4 situation with the control of A side.
And
definitely
the bomb down.
Round.
Ooh, that was...
MKC comes up from the back. Perfect timing by him. Such an aggressive early play.
Yeah, that was an important one for Awesome to win, and he certainly did not. And it's going to be... Oh, my goodness! They're just completely cleaned out there by TNC, and that's going to put them on 8 points. Looking dangerously more and more slowly creeping away from Penta here.
You remember whenever I said this was going to be possibly a 10-6 in Penta's favor? Look at how this is happening. It's shaping out to be maybe a 10-6 in TNC's favor. Caster's curse, my bad, Penta.
Yeah, getting your wires crossed maybe a little bit there. Your predictive wiring.
I might have your headset, you know?
Oh, that's also a good point. Maybe you've stolen my curse. But Blame looks like he might have been seen just barely there by Dark, as he did take a shot in his direction.
You know,
at
speaking
almost
of
the right
Blame,
time.
though, he's actually been doing pretty well so far this
Absolutely.
match. As I said before, it'd be nice to, I want to see if he would step up. And he definitely has stepped up. Even though they're losing, he's been getting some nice entry kills, showing off his aim, you know, showing off the work he's done. It's just a matter of if his team can come up and help him out.
Yeah, I mean, for me, the most quiet player on Pente has been FaZe. I mean, he's sitting at 0-4 right now. As the execute comes in, it does look like it's going to be almost a complete wipe
It was
here.
a true execution but for
TNC.
Penta instead of
Right,
TNC.
exactly. That's a very good way of putting it. They lined up for the firing squad, and it is FaZe the last one
Match
to go
point.
down there. Yeah.
You know, maybe it wasn't such a easy transition as I thought. I mean, I thought it would be such an easy transition for a player who basically plays the same playstyle as them, just to slot right in and go to work, but maybe not.
Yeah, I mean, they've adapted in the middle. Oh my goodness.
What an aggressive play.
Right?
Good shot
And
from Blame though. Those
going-
early kills by him.
Whipping
two.
back
just
and forth
trades
and back and forth and back and forth.
1v1. The sniper versus Luna's.
Dark
Luna's not
and
doing so
Luna.
hot this half. Let's see if he can actually pull it out. He cannot.
Boom.
Game 10-5.
I have to say I did not expect it to go 10-5.
It was kind of a game that wasn't even like, it was kind of anticlimactic.
Yeah, it really was.
It didn't have a lot of crazy rounds. It was hard to get excited about a lot of it because it was just straight.
Right. Before
It was
you
still an interesting game. though.
before you could really know how the round was going to shape up, they didn't even give
was
you
like
any time to
over.
breathe. It was either there was no like 3v1 retakes even, or very rarely. It was just a lot of I'm either going to mow you down or you're going to mow me down, or we're going to mow each other down, and then eventually someone's going to win.
Definitely not what I expected though. I mean, going into this, I knew TNC was a pretty good team.
Yeah.
But I thought Penta would be kind of head and shoulders above them. You know, the second place from Philippines coming in. Philippines is always a strong region. But the second place from Philippines coming in against the first place from EU, I kind of expected after all the CFPL experience that Penta would definitely take that.
Yeah, I mean, it has to be said, FaZe was really quiet in that match. As well, you know, a couple of different members struggling, and even those who were, I mean, pretty much only consistency we saw was out of Blame.
Yeah, Blame was definitely showing up. Like I said, he had a little bit of trouble with consistency in the past, but the latest I've seen, there was just to give you some history, he played against Flipside in the CFGI match, or for CFPL.
Qualifiers.
And he just ripped. He was top frag like every half, and then every single match since then, he's just been ripping it. And then you saw again here, but it didn't do enough work. It wasn't good enough.
I mean, that also being said, you expect more out of Niels as well.
True.
Like, we didn't.
Yeah.
Niels was very quiet. I mean, two of the people that you
Loons.
expect.
Also, Loons is always a very consistent fragger for Penta. Usually, always 1 or 2 kills every other round at least.
Right.
Maybe he's not top fragging, but he's always at the middle. You know.
Yeah, he's definitely.
just wasn't
He's a
there.
rock. He's a rock. He's the
I
rock
didn't really
of
notice
the
him
team.
being there. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I guess, you know, it could have been a lot better there for them. They'll have. It's still their first round, right? But that's
Just
already starting
shaking
to
off the
shape.
dust.
But that's already starting to shape the group interestingly, right? If Penta can bounce back and beat OPK, then, and you start having this round robin, could end up with
Everybody's
some
1-1. Yeah.
and then SV
for
just stomps everyone. Then we would end up with a possible four-way tie for second, which would be super hype.
That'd be
But
pretty crazy.
that's still so far away, and that's just me maybe daydreaming a little bit about what would be fun. But we do have coming up next, we will have, as I tried to make this game be apparently, SV versus OPK. And that should be a rough one there for OPK, as SV is looking like they're, again, that unstoppable train that we know them as.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to take a break right now, and we'll be back with more CFGI.
现9周年疯狂英雄月活动开启，疯狂英雄月，天天英雄级，详情请登录穿越火线官网 cf.qq.com。
忘不掉的是初心。
奥运健儿再次夺得1枚金牌。
梦想不分大小。从来不懂放弃。只为这一刻，因为初心，才有梦想。为梦想坚持，抵达荣耀之巅。
在激烈的战斗中，城市惨遭破坏。面临强大的威胁，我和几名保卫者成为最后一个威胁。我可不会轻易放你们过去。为了胜利，必须给自己来一发战斗强化剂。不管丢什么炸弹，防御炮塔都会让你的杀伤力突破想象。无论躲在哪里，红外线透视弹都会让你们无处遁形。来，一起上！你们还有什么招数？突在攻击，给你们致命一击！保卫着绝地反击的时刻到了，我会把你们炸到灰飞烟灭！
Welcome back again here to the CFGI. Moving towards the later half of our day, we've got 4 matches left here, so don't go away. We still have plenty left to see, and this will be a surprisingly. If you had asked me at the beginning of the day if SV versus OPK would have been interesting, if I might have tried to play it up, but it would be hard. But I mean, especially after we see TNC beats Penta, and then OPK beats TNC, which obviously you can't, maps, and there's a lot that goes into that. But still, you're looking at a team that I would have, regardless of map, said maybe 5, maybe 10-5 at their best, into what has the possibility now of an upset, rather than just like, can you look respectable?
Yeah.
If that makes sense. Or maybe I'm giving SV too much credit.
Well, I just want to see a good game. That's all I want to see. Obviously, it's not going to be interesting for anybody watching either, but it's not going to be interesting for me if SV just rolls over everybody. And I don't think that's going to happen. I think teams will give them, some team somewhere during this tournament is going to give, besides CGF, is going to give them a run for their money at least once. Yeah, and I think this would be interesting to see this team give it to them.
I'll be honest, I'm looking forward to seeing Makta.
It's the new Makta, the new strategy Makta,
right?
Yeah.
Where they've kind of looked like a reborn team, although with some of the same issues. Where, like, I don't know if they've fully reeled in Revenge to play the full team style yet. So that could still be, but I digress. Let's talk about the matter at hand, right? OPK versus SV. Just prospecting at bans. I'm gonna assume that SV is gonna ban Mexico again, because apparently
it's just been the theme.
That's the strat.
Every single ban that the Chinese teams have had has been Mexico.
Right, and I think it's just about
Brazilian team anyways. Might as well ban it.
That's it, right? Even more reason to ban Mexico. But I think for me, for SV, it's about just eliminating the craziness that Mexico can be.
Yeah.
Right.
The randomness again.
Right.
Just like Penta learned. Yeah.
I mean, was it? I don't know if it was that random.
I don't know if it was either.
TNC just outplayed Penta.
Yeah, and I mean, it might add into the randomness the way that TNC played it, because you don't really see teams play it that way. So it's kind of, in a way, like a random thing because it's not seen so much.
Oh, especially on the attack, right? Yeah. Where they were creeping.
The way they used their sniper was different for Mexico. Yeah, for Mexico. Maybe not other maps, but Mexico,
yeah. Pretty much. I mean, I can't even remember the last time I didn't see someone smoke off A doors before trying to make a play onto A doors.
Or crossing mid. They didn't even smoke it for crossing mid because they had the plan for that. They want him to pick into there early while they were peeking still.
So though we'll keep an eye on TNC moving forward, but the team that beat them, OPK, looking at them to come in here versus SV. So
I like their style too. I like OPK style.
They looked like a solid team rather than, I think it's still out yet to see what TNC will actually look like. But OPK looked like they had a more solid strategy set up. As we see SV coming out here again, Anka, and 18 for me has looked, I mean, that four kill, just his
positional. His positional game right now is like SV in general. But but that play right there just shows his intelligence in the game.
Yeah. I mean, they're a smart team, that's for sure.
And then as Imzen, the way he was playing with the sniper, just so aggressive, but not like aggressive. Not like where he was just running up. He was just peeking aggressively though.
But also his ability in that match to differ his styles. On attack, he was playing so aggressive and he was never punished for it, so he just kept at it. But on defense, he played super passive and he was never punished for it, so he just kept playing it. So,
Go with you.
What did he do? I didn't
Finger gun. Finger gun.
There you go. He stole your move.
Yeah, he did. I did that earlier. He must have seen it.
Yeah, he's definitely watching the English cast, I would imagine.
100%. Do you have any insight as to what break is when they put that on there? What is break?
I think that's entry.
Yeah, he breaks into the point.
Yeah.
Okay, I can see that.
So, and
because they had that on Chongra as well.
Right. Maybe it's just carry. hard carry.
It could be. He's going to break the top of the scoreboard.
There you go, right. And again,
our man, Rage
now,
J.
you're right, Rage J, my favorite name ever. Thanks, guy. No, I'm just playing. I'm getting used to it, Rage J. But I wanted to say was how much is, oh my gosh, his name is slipping me now. It's fine, we're about to see him here.
Brinks?
OPK. Yeah.
Brinks, yeah.
How much confidence does Brinks have going up against someone like N9? Because they're basically playing the same.
He is young, so he might not
role.
even give any thought into that. He might just be playing. Like, he's just having fun. He's playing, not caring.
Yeah.
That's
a good
That's
point.
a good possibility, but then there's another possibility, like, he knows he's going up against SV, and he's like, ooh, these guys are the kings, I'm kind of scared, I've never played a Chinese team before. It could be that as well.
Or he's amped for the opportunity to be that guy that takes down, that just completely shuts down N9.
Overall, I've only seen him for one game.
Right.
But he seems like a really humble, just down to earth. He's not really full of himself. So he may be thinking those exact things, like just excited to play against him. Not really caring if he's, I'm not going to say care, but not really looking just to smash them. He just wants to play them. He wants to see how it is to play against China. He's excited for that opportunity,
Yeah, and while that might be the most exciting matchup to watch, I don't know if it's going to be the most influential. I think they can both, if they both do their job, it's going to come down to other positions, right?
True.
Which points at people like this man on your screen here, Rage J, who are going to have to step up. And okay, so if you like think of it as a direct head-to-heads, right? And you make the assumption that Brinks is equal to N9, that he's able to neutralize N9. Well, then who neutralizes this man?
Yep, I don't know. We'll just have to see, because I don't know. I don't really know a lot about this whole team, so we can't even say who to compare him with.
Right.
It's just hard at this point.
Right, but I can't think of a single person that I was like, oh man, that guy also stood out on OPK.
That's definitely true.
And Black Widow and Port ban, interesting. And then we end up on Mexico.
That's a good ban from OPK though, banning out Black Widow.
Yeah.
And they didn't ban Mexico. Wow. What? Well, I guess they watched.
They already played on Port today. We're done with that one.
That may be part of it, where SV is just like, I want to play a different map. But another part of it could be that they saw them play on Port and they were like, wow, they're actually pretty decent on it. Let's see how they play on another map. But most likely, it's just that they wanted to play a different map.
I wish it weren't true. That's probably the
I can
case,
see them having that point of view.
But I have asked them before why they banned out X map, and they were like, we already played it today, or we didn't feel like playing it today. Not even like, oh, this team has a good port.
One other player that did kind of stand out on OPK was Supremo. Like, he was also doing pretty well. He had one bright half, and he finished it out on that 5v2.
Yeah, that's a good point.
He did finish that out, and I don't remember who the other player was in there with him.
They're op.
So Akimi.
Yeah, Akimi.
But overall, they're op. I want to see maybe if he lights it up against the Chinese team. I haven't really seen too much from him in the past game.
Not the best map to do it on, but
that is true. But they're going to be pulling it out because it's land. There's not a lot of peak advantage on this map, and even though it's not made for ops, it's still useful on land on this map.
Well, regardless, there's plenty of there's still places to play it, right? You can use it down mid through that. Look, that's pretty much the only long sight line is through mid. Although it can be so dangerous to peek from there, but like you said, we saw TNC using the op to success here, so
you can't reliably use it anywhere else on the map, but you can still go other places. So you can peek near triple all the way to prep, like you just peek out on that little ramp right there and just peek prep with the op. You can do that, but if it's not smoke, 9 times out of 10 it's smoke, so you can't really do that too often. Another thing you can do is push up alley and peek the little crack in alley.
Oh, that's a great
position.
That tiny crack between the rocks.
On GR side, you can use it pretty effectively, and you can also, once you're done watching that quad peek, you can fall back to peek. But other than that,
yeah, well, I guess we won't have to wait much longer to find out. It looks like we are Can OPK do the unthinkable and upset SV here in the group? They'll take the blacklist and drop As we do get into it, as I said, onto blacklist here is SV. Wait, did I say that? I said it back.
Yeah, you did.
I said it back. Well, I have the chance to immediately correct myself as Emzen gets more than half of his life traded for one
Ooh,
grenade.
damage by that grenade. That's
55.
funny. That's
55
unfortunate.
damage.
That is literally the max it can do. He's still going to boldly peek that bridge, though, because Imson, he's
and
confident.
That was his bullet, by the way.
What was it?
Yes.
Oh, goodness. Oh, goodness.
That was danger close to. So this is that execute that I was talking about, right? If they just run it every time, and sometimes it's just a complete stomp. However, it looks like
It is a complete stomp.
exactly right.
But was that a 3K? Oh, yeah, that was a 3K. So we had a double kill
2K,
from
3K.
Who was it? Well, we had a triple kill from Supremo,
Brinks.
and then I guess a double kill from Brinks. Was it a beautiful a-hole?
so.
I mean, the Brazilians on Mexico is kind of it's been a thing for years, and it looks like it's still holding true.
Are they gonna do the salty run back? Do you think
They can't hold it like that again. Let's go in.
the salty run
But the
back?
two,
maybe?
it's good to note that the two players who came up strong last map are
That's-
the ones
yeah.
starting off strong this map. Right then, and 9 comes in and
Right,
just
almost-
smacks both of those players right back.
Almost as if on cue, N9 and 18 start turning it on. Although Rage J gonna take a double kill for his own self, but N9 gonna pick up 3 for the round. Literally
As I was saying it.
a 3.
How?
Only 4 people have kills on the map currently. Oh no, well Rage J has 2. Rage J has 2. But
That's still
the
pretty
kills
fun,
that mattered, right?
Yeah.
The kills that mattered. Round 1 was
Look at
completely
this! Look at this aggressiveness from 18. They just don't
Oh
care.
my goodness.
It's not that they don't. I don't know if you can say they don't respect their opponent in a way, but it's like they don't. They just know their skill is greater. So they're just gonna peek. 18 by himself just runs out mid, and he doesn't even push, but he just peeks it. Just savage. Straight savage.
That being said, a nice spread here as they continue to attack different parts of the map.
Alley, mid, and
Right.
now water.
Just really putting the heat onto this young, inexperienced side here in OPK. Oh, that's going to be free backstab there onto M9. And Trey's starting to fall into OPK's favor for this round. Only double Q left alive. He's got nothing to lose
beautiful.
by spraying through the doors, but he will go down.
You know, OPK is really doing a good job of keeping their composure. You know, as I said earlier in the cast, early in the rounds on LAN, or early in the games, you want to just take it to them, aggressively pushing. Exactly what SV is doing. They're just aggressively pushing, no holds barred, just going in. But OPK, they're keeping their composure. They're still getting rounds 2-2.
Yeah, for sure. As the way that those first few rounds went, SV was trying to hard tilt OPK.
For sure.
And if the first round had maybe gone the way the second round did, who knows? But I think they earned themselves a little bank of confidence with that first round. And it served them well in the fourth round, and it's continuing to serve them here in the fifth.
Outpicked him Zin on a 1-on-1 battle right there. Actually, that was a 2-on-1 by SV.
18's going to get traded out there, but in the end, the man advantage going to go there. A 3-2 here for SV. We'll see if they make the smart play and rotate over to this B site. And almost as if on cue, except for dropping the bomb there, it will end up going in SV's direction there as N9 picks up the last one. 18 and N9, both with 5 to their name already.
Beasts. They have the numbers in their name, I told you.
Yeah, you did in fact say that. What about Anka though? He's got 5 and he's got 0
doesn't
numbers
count.
in
He
his
doesn't
name.
count. Come on.
And Akumi's got a number. So brings us. There you go. You got that one.
But it only counts whenever it counts. Come on.
Oh, that's right.
Just these crazy pushes from SV. I don't know what it is. Maybe they're just testing to see if OPK really has what it takes to stop them from just pushing. They're not even really running a necessarily any strategy right now to a point. They're just rushing. They're just straight peeking.
I mean, nobody even was there to follow up on Emzen's play.
Exactly. And maybe it's what you said the first round. Maybe they're going to do a salty push. Maybe this is their salty push.
The salty run back?
They got absolutely annihilated the first round. No kills in their name at all. And then now they're just solo peeking over and over and over. Maybe that's what they're doing. They're just trying to prove their dominance just as individual players or something.
Who knows? But it's certainly given OPK a foothold in this game. And still tight. All that being said, with maybe not the cleanest play here from SV, they still hold the lead here on the T side, and N9 looking to take over Emzen's position here, see if he can't do a little bit better. Although this time it does look like the team is coming with you, as we do see the Tiny Cracks.
Oh, it is another push on the A side here.
He's going to run out of bullets in that clip.
Oh, what a beautiful play from Supremo, just playing the angles to perfection. But then he does get clapped up by Double Q. Double Q coming in, looking for more. He knows there's one triple. He has to have heard him by now.
He's got to get one through the boxes, right?
He's going to get one quick. They're all peeking together, though. Yeah. Beautiful teamwork from OPK, just playing the angles perfectly. They know where he is. They know what to do. They had the guy triple hide until the necessary moment. Then he popped up, and it was all over.
Yeah, a good round from them. And that's going to tie things up here. 3-3 after the first 6 rounds. Looking to go into our 7th. Emzen flashed out there, but again, he's going to come back to these boxes with the AK in hand instead, though. Akemi going to be the only man holding it up for this round as the smoke comes out on pretty much all over mid here, but onto the A doors was the one that Emzen threw. As Anka going to poke around with the rest of the team here into tunnels. And this certainly didn't go well for them last time, but...
Second time's the charm, I've heard.
Yeah, I mean...
But if second time's not, third time's the charm. I've also heard that as well.
Yeah, that's a huge immediate kill there, though.
Oh, still not going in their favor, though. 3v1.
World. Ryu's out. That was a bonkers 3K there for you.
Beautiful triple kill from him. He's really holding it down for his team.
And Akemi going to finish it off there on the Emzen, who was the...
And the last time they pushed water, Ryuzu was also a rock there. I think he got a double kill last time.
Yeah, I mean, they're certainly not bending at all here as OPK under this SV pressure, but I'd like to see SV maybe slow it down a little bit here.
Try something else, yeah. But the key to note, or the thing to note about the reason why OPK is winning those rounds when the water push happens is because their rotations are so fast. They have no fear. They just come running out of that door already shooting, aiming at water, and they just hold it just like that. That's exactly what they do. But another key to note is Emzen, 0-5 right now, making no impact. And it was odd to note at the beginning where he was peeking by himself, just trying to take one-on-ones everywhere, maybe like no respect for the enemy team or something. And OPK was trying to smash some respect in his face. And they're... Never mind. He's still peeking solo on it by himself.
But he did not deserve that one.
He did not. He should have died.
Most certainly did not deserve that one.
Brinks definitely had the jump on him, but maybe Brinks, I don't know. Maybe he didn't really see him. He was just spraying the water. It didn't look like he was peeking him at first. I'm not sure.
It was
an odd scenario.
It was odd, yeah. But Emzen did not deserve that kill. Did you see the hitbox as well? He hit it like on the edge of the hand.
Yeah.
And, well, that'll do it. That's center mass, baby.
Well, Emzen, he's trying to come up from this 0-5, and you know him. He's the legend. He can definitely do it easily. He could end this half 10-5.
It would not surprise me. That being said, however, OPK has the lead here now, looking to try and guarantee said lead as RageJ evens out the kill count here. Ooh,
Akemi. Haven't really been seeing his name too much this half, and he does see his name again, but on the opposite side. Let's see if N9 can win this 1v1 here with, is that RageJ?
Oh my goodness.
Takes out RageJ yet again. RageJ was low on HP though, so a little unfair. And N9, yet again.
My goodness. Somebody stop him.
1v1 battle.
Did you see? He read the trajectory of the bullet that came across and killed his teammate. And then one-tapped the guy in the head using that trajectory.
N9, man. What a beast this guy is. Fraggy machine.
He's inhuman. That's inhuman, N9.
That round was 100% in OPK favor.
Oh, yes.
But N9 just came up. and
If
showed
there
him
were
what's
no
up.
N9, you are correct, sir. But there's a guy on this
There is
team
N9.
called N9. And that being said, though, Emzen, after picking up 1, is going to get traded out in the delay. And N9 just going to... I don't think he saw those bullets in.
Oh, he was definitely spotted out and taken out. This is a really good defense here from OPK. Yeah, it's a pretty tight matchup, but as you said earlier, maybe in China, the T side has been coming out stronger. So if this is true, then having such a tight half is really good for OPK. But
Yeah, I think it has been.
Anka with the 1v2, they were at such close angles as well. It's honestly a surprise that didn't come out. Maybe the guy in shadow was reloading or something. But it looks like a little bit of a mistake there on OPK's part to not peek at once.
Yeah, I mean, but again, this kind of brings me back to the point I made earlier in the cast, where I was saying that one of the hardest things about SV is that even when you're in those advantage situations, you can't let up. I mean, maybe that's just that mental lapse, right, of like being forced to play at such a high level, you know, with that stress of SV is coming at you
SV
for
is
so many rounds.
Cool, calm, and collected always. So even if they're in a 1v5, that man has the utmost confidence in himself. Whereas you know you're up against a 9, so you don't want to take that 1v1 battle.
Right.
You're just kind of a little scared, yeah. So that's exactly right. They're always cool, calm, and collected.
Because I mean, when do those 2 clutches come out? Last 2 rounds.
Yeah.
Once they're starting to finally feel that heat and also feel that
Pressure of like we're kind of ahead. We're
right,
kind of keeping
we've
up.
got a shot. We're in it, baby. Which is not to say that they're not still in it. That was to go up 1.5 points, right?
If they'd won those 2, they would have been 6-3.
Exactly.
They had the numbers advantage. They just couldn't clean it up. And Ryuzo with a crazy entry frag in the midair and everything, but he gets taken back out by. Is that N9?
Yes,
N9.
it was. Yes. Who has both kills here in the first round for his team. Interesting spread here for having only 3 alive for OPK, although it is the 3-on-3 situation. So SV going to be hard pressed to cover all their bases.
You know, with this setup here, okay, he is falling back from water, so I'm guessing they're going to try something toward A.
Emzen, yeah, I was
oh,
about
he
to say
gets
Emzen
taken out
with
so
a
quick. Imzen with a beautiful positioning there, just takes out both.
That's so rough. The only way he could have been seen was if he jumped. And he jumped into Emzen's line of sight. Well, it did seem like Emzen knew exactly where they were, though. Off of I don't know if it was off a read or if he heard them or something, but he was certainly waiting for that head to pop into his sight, and he wasted no time in taking it down. And that's gonna, you know, for everything we've said, all of a sudden SV is 2 points in the lead now.
Yeah.
And
On the
you
GR
have
side.
you just have to feel that OPK has to grab this round, or it might just start to slip away from them. Just by default, almost.
You know, along with what you mentioned, you were saying that like strategies lead it toward being T side. So if OPK doesn't have those strategies that are really strong on the T side, then it's back to a GR sided map. So right now they're up against a wall. They're down 6-4. And they seem to be playing the classic way, you know, just taking mid and stuff like that, which, you know, is a really good strategy. But I've never seen what SV did last round, where they did get mowed down. They got utterly demolished. But I'd never seen that strategy before, where they flash middle and then flash A and try to take like 5 from alley.
Right.
Different.
It is a well. I've seen that set piece run so many times out of China, just because you can cover all your bases. You can flash everyone if you do it perfectly. And it has to, basically you run it at least once so that it has to be respected.
But the difference is, in China, there is that flash where it can blind anybody no matter where it lands.
That's a very
So
good
that
point.
is probably why it's not ran so much in the normal CF. But OPK coming out on top with those trades.
Yeah, and like we said, or at least like I said, I don't know if you ever agreed with me, but I think that round was all important for OPK. They can't let SV get out of sight.
Continue to back rounds back to back. Now it's okay for them to trade rounds with SV. That's more okay than just letting SV just tag rounds together. You can't be doing that.
Yeah, I think if you could pull it to overtime, you even have a good shot as OPK, just because overtime is overtime, and all kinds of things can happen in overtime. When the round counts are that low, One never knows. But
Any surprising strat can just win you the whole match.
right.
Interesting flash.
Ooh, that was so close
There's
to
a
going
reason
in.
why people
Brinks'
don't generally throw that flash. Is because they can see it coming. You want to throw it over the building.
Yeah, that's a good point. And 18's going to take that down. And now into the man advantage here. Both Akami and Brinks down. But you have to say it's been kind of Ryuzao and Supremo in this match more than it's been
sure.
Brinks.
Brinks has definitely been a solid fragging, but the ones who really have been holding it down on the winning rounds have been Supremo and Ryuzu, and a little bit of Brinks.
Yeah. I mean,
so they definitely still have a chance in this with those two left alive. And the health advantage is pretty minimal. I mean, there's no real advantage on either side. So this could turn out for a round for OPK or SV.
ooh, that was strange.
Okay.
But it ends up going Ryuzao getting a kill onto
Ryuzo, or that was Supremo that came up strong right there, but WQ, he ends it. He just 2 headshots, quick as that. It was 3v1. Now it's a 1v3 or 1v1.
I mean, there is no unskilled mechanical player on this SV lineup.
And he already knows where he
Oh
is.
goodness.
Oh, this is a bad situation for Rage J.
Oh
WQ
no.
made the quick rotation around the map, which always catches players off guard. If you're in a 1v1 and you want to take a high risk, high reward movement,
Read on